North Korea is threatening to go to war with the United States, this time over a comedy movie that is set to come out in October. Now, the movie is called The Interview, and it's about a host and producer that are set to do an interview with Kim Jong-un. Now, since the CIA wants to go after Kim Jong-un in the movie, they are trying to train the reporters to basically assassinate him in the process of doing the interview. Now, this is a Seth Rogen and James Franco movie. Got to be completely honest with you, it looks kind of lame. But I want to give you guys the trailer so you can judge for yourself. Take a look.
As the two best friends stared each other in the eyes, they knew that this might be the end of the long road. And even though neither one could say it out loud, they were both thinking, I love you.
Okay, I'm a little tired of James Franco, to be honest. Yeah, I know. Dude, get some sleep, open up your eyes.
Okay, we'll get to that in a second, but first I want you to know what the North Korean officials said. Making and releasing a movie on a plot to hurt our top-level leadership is the most blatant act of terrorism and war and will absolutely not be tolerated. They also said, if the U.S. administration allows and defends the showing of the film, a merciless countermeasure will be taken.
A merciless countermeasure, okay. Could you imagine if it started a war? Oh God, that would be the worst war ever. We accidentally start a war because of Seth Rogen.
Yeah, it would be insane. It would be crazy. But the reason why I'm bringing this story up is because I just want to make a point about how unbelievably weak and how easily intimidated these, or how sensitive these evil dictators are, right? They're such strong guys. I mean, they can do no wrong. They're so powerful. And they bowl a perfect game or whatever it is, right? Yeah. And for some reason, someone makes a video or a movie about them and they freak out. I mean, it reminds me about the whole innocence of Muslim thing, right? People were freaking out about that. I mean, just calm down. If you're so supportive of your leader and you think he's so amazing, and if your leader is so confident in himself, then why would he start a war over his feelings getting hurt? What a little bitch.
In the immortal words of James T. Kirk, why does God need a spaceship? Okay, so if you're that powerful, why does a little movie bother you? But it's for the same reason that Anna just pointed out. It's the same reason that fundamentalist Muslims get so mad if you make fun of Islam or Muhammad. It's the same reason that fundamentalist Christians get so mad if you make fun of Jesus Christ, right? It's because they don't really believe, like in North Korea, they've put the royal family, his father before him, Kim Jong-il, now Kim Jong-un, and his grandfather before him as deities, like literally like chosen by God. So it's like we're insulting their prophet. That's why they get so sensitive. But it's true of the fundamentalist religions. If your God is so almighty, why would he care about a movie?
Yeah, and also I'm amused at the notion that some other country is going to come in and tell us what we can and can't release in our theaters. Like, oh, we find that insensitive, therefore we're not going to allow you to use your creative talents to put out a movie. No, that's not how it works here, dude. We're not going to ban political speech or any speech just because you got your feelings hurt. That's not the way it works.
So that's why I love this story, because it really goes to the thing that I say all the time, where the people cannot escape their own bubble and their own context, right? So in North Korea, they think, what is the only reason we ever make a movie? Propaganda. So America must be making this movie for propaganda against us. America isn't making this movie. Barack Obama had nothing to do with this, neither did John Boehner or Mitch McConnell, right? Because they think that's what we do, so I guess that's what America does.
Yeah. You want to know who's doing propaganda against them? North Korea. Right? Like by doing stupid, terrible, horrible things to their own people. That's the type of stuff that we hear about. That's the type of stuff that we see. That's what makes us hate the North Korean government and their dictator. So if you're so worried about how Americans feel and think about North Korea, how about you stop abusing your own people?
And they think, well, we can dictate whatever anyone does, down to like the words they say, and we can do and wield extreme power in our own government, and we could send people to concentration camps. So we're all powerful. So we can tell you. There was another story that came out of the UK where they told a barber to stop showing Kim Jong-un's picture, and he's like, I'm in Britain. You can't tell me that. But they think, well, of course, we can tell everybody what to do. That's what we do all the time. That's our bubble, right? And they figure if the U.S. must be making the movie, because that's what we would do, and we'll tell them we'll threaten war unless they take it down, because they must have a government like ours where they could just tell people, take movie down. Otherwise, I'll send you to a concentration camp. The fact that they can't see outside of that context is amazing.
Yeah, and look, to be completely fair, that movie looks like a shitty movie. But I support the right for Seth Rogen and James Franco to make shitty movies. That's the country we live in. Okay?
And if the North Koreans hadn't bothered speaking out against it, it would have gotten less publicity, right? And then less people would know about your shitty country, okay? Yeah. And back to Seth Rogen, who I kind of like, right? And James Franco for a second. That whole thing about how they love each other and there's the homoerotic art, and it's such a tired joke. Like, I don't know, isn't everybody exhausted with that stupid ass joke?
That trailer wasn't funny at all. So, and usually they use like the funniest bits in the trailers to convince people to go see the movie. So as I see that, I'm like, I don't know, it doesn't look like it's going to be great. And yeah, I love Seth Rogen too, and James Franco.
Oh, you like James Franco?
I like James Franco. He needs to calm down a little bit, but I like him.
He has this feeling of like, he gives me this feeling that he thinks he's so clever. And I just constantly want to tell him, dude, you're not that clever. You're you're okay.
He has like a degree in everything.
Like that's what makes it, look, the whole thing is a little unbearable.
Yeah.
Or I should say in this case, it's a little unbearable.